Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory, or NREL, is located in Golden, Colorado. It is the United States' primary laboratory for renewable energy and energy efficiency research and development. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory is a government-owned, contractor-operated facility and is funded through the United States Department of Energy. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory has a number of PV research capabilities, including research and development testing and deployment. The laboratory's campus houses several facilities dedicated to PV research. A representative from the laboratory came to speak at the annual Energy Symposium at the Kansas State Student Union, where he discussed future ideas and initiatives that could help with the industry.
Really what I did is I kind of gave a situation of transportation fuels in the country as it exists now, the reason why oil prices have plummeted, what that entails for biofuels in the near term as well as the long term, and then presented some really interesting possibilities of biofuels as a possible enabler for higher efficiency cars, both to meet the CAFE standards for the next 10 years and beyond.
The Corporate Average Fuel Economy, or CAFE standards, are regulations in the United States. They were first enacted by the U.S. Congress in 1975 in the wake of the Arab oil embargo and were intended to improve the average fuel economy of cars and light trucks produced for sale in the United States. At the National Bioenergy Center, or NBC, which is part of NREL, or the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, work on several ongoing projects to analyze possible solutions to the world's energy crisis.
So as we all know, oil prices and transportation fuels have changed dramatically in the United States, North America, and the world in the last 2 to 3 years. And probably, to ascertain, to kind of synopsize where we stand now, the best thing is probably to look where we were about 10 years ago. So in the 2005-2006 time frame, there was a lot of national concern that the overwhelming majority of our oil use for transportation was imported. Oil prices were dramatically rising as high as $140 a barrel, implications on recessions, and so there was a real national push at that time, both from private sector as well as government, to develop and deploy biofuels to address that concern. And then that's where we really were until about 2 years ago. And then with the fracking, the horizontal drilling, the tight oil, whatever terminology you want to use, the U.S. Production of crude oil domestically has risen dramatically. And so now, to the point that crude oil being a commodity market and priced on the supply and demand, crude oil prices have dropped dramatically, less than half of what they were just a year ago. So we can all see that in the pump. Obviously, gasoline prices are half of what they were. So where biofuels really has to compete on a dollar per gallon basis, it really has changed the market for biofuels. Also, not only has it changed it from a price perspective, it's changed it from a national perspective. There's just not the sense of urgency. So I discussed that, what that means for the biofuels industry in the next couple of years. And then probably being a research organization lead like I am, from a research perspective really, and then talking to K-State for students that will most likely go into that field, what that really means for them. And really where we see the future, where a lot of see, is there could be a value added, there could be a market pull. And so I discussed one exciting possibility around higher efficiency engines, and really focused on that.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.